channel. This is David, and I draw on coffee stains, hoping to find images. If you just start making lines around any one of these stains, then an image should start to pop out. Like if I start drawing right here, it starts to kind of look like a head, and then you can sort of see the jawline there, and then I can't help but picture like these big crazy eyes here, like almost like Spider-Man. Maybe it is Spider-Man. Yeah, this could be like not like the Todd McFarlane Spider-Man with the massive eyes, but like the kind of like a cross between maybe that version and the earlier version. And if you have like a gray marker, that always helps kind of to separate the jaw and like the rest. It's always important to do your research just to like have a real understanding, especially if there's a specific pattern that kind of comes down and the line just comes down here and turns into that classic stack of mortgage papers. Like those are sort of hard to draw, especially when he's turning to the side, because the stack of papers is quite thick. And of course you got this arm up here that is I don't know, it's got some knives shooting out the top or something like that. Then you got this other arm that's quite helpful. It actually shows you where to sign your first signature, just right underneath the first paragraph usually. And it's fun being Spider-Man. So over here, it looks like we got a muffin, maybe, or maybe it's Donald Duck's hat. That sailor hat thing he's always wearing, and he took it off one episode, and what was inside was every person in the world. See, there's a shoelace right there. And whatever you do, don't pull that black thing, because we all turn into mayonnaise, just like that. So let's look for another one here. We got this thing right here. It's kind of looking like a man. We got like a nose here, and then like this sort of cone looking face or whatever, but you got this protrusion down here, and maybe it's like an escalator to go into his face. Like maybe people just want to stay inside this guy's face, and then they can't reach it or something like that, or there's too many stairs and we can't afford an elevator, so we got this escalator thing, and it just goes right into his jaw and then into his thoughts. But you got to test everything out with like a chicken or something, or fire. Chicken and fire. If that works, then you're open for business, I guess. So right over here, this kind of looks like lips or something, with maybe something coming out of it, like maybe it's one of those new iPhone openers. In case you don't want to use your face, you can go back to like the finger scanner, but you technically have to use your face, but you can just swap your tongue out for a giant finger, and then you're good to go. And you get the new iPhone with the new cinema lens and coffee maker and blowtorch or whatever it is. And there you go. Heaven on earth. So yeah, so over here, this sort of looks like a mount or something on like a wall, maybe, or something like that. Like you got like it's almost like taxidermy or something. But this doesn't look like a moose or like a yak this one looks more like E. coli. Like someone caught it and then mounted it in their lodge. It looks pretty nice. I mean, you can put a light behind it, and it looks kind of like a weird lava lamp. Ugh. So this right here actually sort of looks like a steak I had one time at a restaurant, which happens to be the same moment I realized no one knows how to cook steak anymore. I asked for it rare, and they cooked it to the point of a guy asking me to sign a petition. Like, his breath was horrible, his eye was twitching and everything, and he just kept asking me for my personal information and how I'm gonna make such a big difference. So I called the waiter over and I said I can't possibly eat it like this. I asked for it rare, and then he just said, well, most people like it this way, so that's the new rare. And that was the last time I ever went out in public. So right here, I don't know what this is right off, but you just start making these lines, and then it starts to kind of look like something. It's kind of like a bit of an arm, and then some, it's like clothing, obviously, and then I think it's a guy. I think it's a guy just sitting there minding his own business, but I think he's got like some nice shoes, pretty baggy pants. I mean, based on the stain, and then I think this guy is like just uncontrollable hair. Like he always gets caught in the wind or something, and it's just like it just messes it up. One day it just messed it up so much that his hair just started a social media company. That means they manage people's social media and call everything content. Like, I mean everything. Like a Stanley Kubrick film is the exact same as a picture of your yam fries. And over here, this kind of looks like a whale or something. Like you just start seeing that cartoony looking whale, like the Pinocchio whale, the minestrone or whatever his name is. He's got like the big fin here, and then it's got the blowhole, of course, the fin and everything, and then this fin up here, and then this bit, and then it kind of comes around, and then you got like the you got the tail, and then the eggs. Sometimes it lays the eggs and stuff, and then it's got like these big feelers that are sort of like whiskers, and then you got like the Walmart logo there, and then and they like hire you after like 3 days, I think. Like you can just drop your resume off, and then it's like you're on the staff. But I mean, there's no contract either, so it's sort of looks like you're really messing up. They won't fire you, but it's a good place. It's a good place to work. It's really sad when one of these things gets beached or something like that. But usually, you see the community come down and stick wood underneath and push it back into the ocean before it's too late. So this right here looks sort of like one of those profiles of the Easter Island heads, there's so much controversy over those things, like so many conspiracy theories, and it's just like, where did they come from? What's underneath the ground? How far did they go down? And like people keep making shows about it, and everyone knows underneath is just a bag of aliens. Now what people are not talking about are the bubbles. So this kind of looks like a skateboard or something, like it's like, like the lower part looks like a skateboard, but you just have to ignore the failed magician in a straitjacket with the lower half of his body having turned into a pickle with a fan attached to it so it can blow around the mental hospital like a speedboat. If you can look past that, it's a perfectly convincing skateboard. And lastly, we have this one right here. It's oddly close to the chicken and fire escalator. So I think this is maybe the guy's competition, in this weird contest that doesn't exist. Like you got like a protrusion here, and maybe instead of an escalator, it's a vacuum cleaner, and it sucks chickens up into it, and then he just lights himself on fire. It's the same but different. So that's everything from me right now. This is what I do every week. Please subscribe and hit like and leave a comment. I will respond to it. And if you want more from me, check out my Patreon down below. You can have access to my sketchbook and other things. So that's everything from me. Thanks for watching, and have a good night.